Every single day of my life I sit down to think, close my eyes, flashes back to the times when I was scared, sitting on the stairs of a 20-floor block of council flats, walk around in darkness, stars above my head, turn around, see a youth in an alleyway getting beaten to death, and I can't comprehend that this is London and the London state of mind. Nowadays, to kids it's all guns and knives. Listen, this is the nature of reality, trust me, I know what this life is like, it's so hype, people try lie, but deep inside, hold the truth tight. Despite the rights, I know the wrongs get brought up.
You know, hip-hop it could be a good thing as well as a bad thing. When I was younger, hip-hop was a bad thing for me because it made me want to do stupid things. It made me want to walk around with a blade in my pocket. It made me want to be what I saw on TV, what I saw on MTV Base, what I saw on Channel U. Now, hip-hop's a good thing. You know, it kind of helps me to vent my frustrations. It's a form of release for me anyway. Well, I was brought up in Bethnal Green when I was, 11, 12, 13, year 7, year 8 I think. We used to go to a school called Dainford, which is basically Bethnal Green Tech now. And there was another school called Oaklands, which was just like, 5-minute walk away, and we were at war. I don't know why. It was the same area, we all lived in the same areas. Some people lived on this side, we lived on that side. And we used to fight the other school. The primary schools fought each other, the secondary schools fought each other. I don't know if you know them Bangladeshi umbrellas with the big spike on the end. I saw someone get stabbed in the eyeball, one of them. The head teacher of the other school got attacked. It just got silly. It just got completely and totally stupid.
To be totally honest, like, I'm not gonna lie, I used to think like being big by carrying a knife or a gun is like, it makes you big and it makes you feel like you're a man and it makes you feel like no one can touch you. And I think American hip-hop plays a major role in it because I know that like certain people, like my friends, that they listen to it and then they think differently. But music has set off their mind state, and I think their mind state and London is changing in the way that it's normal for these kids nowadays to go around with a knife, and it's normal for them to have a gun.
I did a lot of stupid things, you know. I was 15 years old. I was robbing people, I was robbing houses. A lot of people stole cars. I didn't even bother with that. I was doing credit card fraud. I did things that would just be silly to say, you know. And it was kind of, somebody else did it, so I had to do it better, you know. Somebody else did it and I had to try myself. Somebody was making money, so I had to make money. Like, it's not exactly get rich or die trying, but it is get rich quick, you know. And everybody tried. And I remember, like, there was a group of maybe 5 of us. We used to do like just stupid things, and we got into quite a bit of hold on.
You're gonna end up dead if you don't like fix up your life, and that's the simple fact of the matter. If like you keep acting like this, then you're gonna die, and that's how it is. And that's why every year we notice so many teenagers getting killed and stabbed. Like last year it was like 27 teenagers got killed.
We got into quite a bit of trouble with a local drug dealer. It was our age, same size as us, same everything, and something went wrong, and it ended up with a knife in my mate's back. Killed him. This was outside the GCSE exam. Just finished the GCSEs. It was on Friday. It was Jummah time. He walked out. He got knifed in the back, and they left. And the boy that knifed him was 13. You know. The stupidest thing is, I'd done something a lot sillier the day before, and I got nicked. So as my friend died, I was sitting in a police cell. You know, and he died in the arms of one of my friends who had nothing to do with any of this. And to this day, I still think he's scarred. You know, he lay there with my mate in his arms, dying, covered in blood. It's weird. You know what? I barely even go to see his grave because I feel that guilty that it happened. You know, it was something silly. It was just boys being boisterous. Ended up in a boy of 16, well 15 at the time, I think, getting stabbed in the back and losing his life over nothing.
This is a story about a team, young Millie Machine, gully stories about warfare, lives that you can only dream. Serving the fiends, like success by any means as he travels through life motivated by greed. This is a story about a team, young Millie Machine, gully stories about warfare, lives that you can only dream. Serving the fiends, like success by any means as he travels through life motivated motivated by greed. Barely 13, trying to fight for the right to breathe.
I don't think age has anything to do with it. I understood the whole time what I was doing. I was 13, 14, I knew exactly what I was doing. I felt guilty, I felt bad about it, but that's life. It had to be done, you know. Man's got to do what a man's got to do. You've got to do whatever it takes to survive, yeah? Well, I thought of it that way. The thing is, I had a good family, I had a nice background that I come from. I didn't have to do all that. I could come home, there was still cooked food on the table, there was still clean clothes. I didn't iron nothing, do you get me? I used to come home, sleep, watch TV and go to school. I didn't have to do any of that, but it was kind of a popularity thing. But as I said, over the years I got older and wiser, and I think it happened for me a lot earlier than it does for other people.
Basically, like during the summer of like 2007, I kind of was, in my mind, I was kind of falling apart a bit, and like my life was all over the place. And I did at first look like to Christianity and look mainly into Christianity. And to me, yeah, this is personally, it's not to anyone. Like it didn't feel so much as truth to me, and it didn't have really effect. And then I looked into other religions because like of people around me. Like my next door neighbour, he was also like he converted 3 years ago. So I asked him questions about it and stuff, and like I found that amazing. So that's kind of how that came about anyway.
And this life struggle somehow done their work. So the animal inside me be an animal that chases skirt. Be still a red that chases beauty, I'm a fucking flirt. Thing I realise is this doesn't work. I live in happy, but them haters rise up from the dirt. The girl love me cause I'm wise and I put in work. That boy does hate me cause he can't get up this girly skirt. He sees me on the daily with this girly and it hurts. So he tries to the same. And all he ever gets from the girlie is blood. It's like cut down, shot down, you're the rest.
My lyric, I was kind of a bit, it was more negative, and it was just stupid really. I was just talking about how I was good and stuff, and like the silliness in my lyrics, and it wasn't just any talk really.
I don't think it's a thing about losing identity. I think it's trying to find an identity. I think you couldn't blame either, but then you could blame both. I think the young people wanting a certain thing plays a big part, and then the media portraying it to be such a nice and glorified thing plays a big part as well. So you can't exactly point fingers. I just think it's trying to find an identity. Everybody wants a place in the world.
I definitely think like the halal and the haram part definitely played a major thing, because before I was Muslim, like I was doing haram stuff, and I think that affected my mind state, and it would make me think differently on how I feel, and now as I feel like I'm me, it's a lot easier to portray what I want to portray.
As a youngster, you know, you kind of make the choice whether you want to be on a roadside, on a council estate, in a youth club. When I was younger, a youth club was just somewhere to stay warm, you know. And we enjoyed it because the workers were good and the activities were good. And I think it's quite important for the youth worker to find, I don't know, a good setting, find out what the young people want, because a lot of youth clubs do a lot of things themselves. They think, yeah, well, they want this and they want that. I think they should ask the youth and see what they want, see what is going to keep them from doing stupid things.
I think there definitely needs to be a lot more stuff that the youth can do. Like I think music, if it's conscious and then if it's positive, then like I think music can help the youth get off the streets. But I don't think there's enough money in it, and I don't think people are supporting music enough. I don't think people are supporting the youth enough anyway, because I know for a fact before I knew certain people, it was very hard to get noticed within music or anything. So it's good to have people around you, and it's good to have money behind you, and it's good to have all these things, but I don't think they have it.
I think that the government needs to put more money back into music. Like I was studying music, and now they've taken music out of the college I was studying at. They don't teach it anymore. They've still got a studio worth about 15, 20 grand sitting there, but they don't use it anymore.
I definitely think the government doesn't really know the youth. I think the Prime Minister, he doesn't know what the youth are like. He's not been to these places. He's not been into the ghetto, and he doesn't know what these people are like. So I think if the government interacts with the youth more and they find out how to tackle it, then that'll work a lot better. But at the moment, I don't think the government know how to do it, and I think they're just throwing money at it and hoping they will work, and I don't think that's the way to do it.
This is a story about a team, young Millie machine. Gully stories about warfare, lifestyle you can only dream. Serving the fiends, like success by any means. As he travels through life motivated by greed. This is a story about a team, young Millie machine. Gully stories about warfare, lifestyle you can only dream. Serving the fiends, like success by any means. As he travels through life motivated by greed. Barely 13, trying to fight for the right to breathe.